I'm Sam.
And I'm Greg.
We're human beings. And we like movies.
We'll be doing reviews of brand new releases,
Old classics,
entire sagas,
and even TV shows and video games.
This is Reaction Time.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Welcome to Reaction Time Podcast, episode 47.
47.
We're so close to 50.
We're so close.
We're coming up on it. Happy morning. Also, it's 6:30 a.m. Not to you, probably.
Could be.
It could be if you're
depending
psychopath.
on where you're at.
Yeah, depending on where you're at in your life.
They could be listening at midnight. You never know.
Yeah, midnight's way better than 6:30.
Oh, definitely. So that means you're partying.
Today, we're taking a look at a little film that came out this year.
Yep.
Called Renfield.
Yes.
And I remember seeing the previews for this movie and thinking, that actually looks kind of good. And so today you're going to find out, was it kind of good?
Was it kind of good? Or
Renfield,
was it Ghost Rider good?
Funny. Renfield stars a list of B-list actors and Nicolas Cage,
who's obviously an S tier.
An A through Z actor where he's like,
has he? Okay.
All at once, so famous, and at the same time, in nothing, but in everything. I don't know how it works.
Have you ever noticed him in a movie where he has been bad?
Nicolas Cage has never been bad.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Because somebody was like, oh, he's not that good of an actor. I'm like, okay, hold on.
No, he's not, but he
might not be in good movies, but he's still a good actor.
I'd say he's an enigma.
Yeah.
Because... is he good?
I think he's incredible.
But I don't know.
I love Nicolas Cage.
He's either so good that people are turned off by it, or he's so bad that he's able to conceal how bad he is. It's very confusing. But we got Nicolas Cage as Dracula.
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult.
Who is he in?
Dude, what? Well, I don't want to know who he's in, but I want to know what he's in. Nicholas, I've seen him before. The whole movie, and I didn't even look it up. The whole movie, I was like,
looked it up.
I was like, what's he in? He's in Mad Max.
Okay.
He's in Warm Bodies, which I love.
Oh, I've never seen that.
He's Hank. He's Beast from X-Men.
Gotcha.
That's where I know him from.
He is. Okay.
Yep. Have you seen Warm Bodies?
No, I haven't seen Warm Bodies.
Dude, Warm Bodies is good. At least it was good 10 years ago when I watched it. I have not seen it since.
Oh, he's Hank in Breaking Bad. That's right.
Yep. He lost 190 pounds for this role.
And grew hair back.
So we've also got Awkwafina, who's in every single movie.
Yeah. Give or take her.
She's funny.
Shang-Chi, I loved her in.
Yeah, she's funny, but then at the same time, it's kind of like she's
so
a Lin-Manuel
over the top.
Miranda situation where it's like every once in a while, if you sprinkle his writing in, it's cool. Do you know who he is?
Yeah. The one that's been writing everything.
But when
recently.
he writes everything and you hear it, it's like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want a Disney princess singing Hamilton. Did you see freaking Encanto?
Yeah.
It's so...
Well, and Moana.
I don't like it. Yeah, Moana's good, but
he's
there's a
done,
lot
like,
there
everything.
where I'm like, dude, just because you wrote one rap doesn't mean everything has to be rap.
Didn't he do Greatest Showman?
No.
No?
No, because Greatest Showman was good. And then Ben Schwartz, who obviously is a classic.
Yes.
Whom I love. Jean-Ralphio for life.
This is brought to you guys by a sponsor.
Yeah.
Who you've already heard before, which is my brother, but he subscribed for a higher tier, so he got another movie. Yep. So thanks, Kevin.
Brought to you by Kevin.
Yes.
Are you missing somebody in your life? Try Kevin. So basically, no spoilers here. This movie is about Dracula and his servant.
Yes, Renfield.
And essentially what it is, and it kind of shows this in the preview, it's kind of a funny, I guess you told me it's like a campy horror.
Campy horror, yeah.
Not really horror. I'd call it a campy action with body horror elements.
A campy
I guess just gore.
bullet train.
Yeah, well, I think it's the movie it's the most similar to is Bullet Train.
Yes.
Because it's funny. It's got a ridiculous amount of like good action, but a lot of gore.
Oh, yeah.
And also this underlying like therapy,
that's totally
actualization.
true.
Like that's the whole movie. I was like, this is so much like Bullet Train, because in Bullet Train, Brad Pitt the whole time is like talking about therapy and talking about like how to work through his emotions and all this stuff.
That's
so
totally
similar to
true.
this
I
movie.
didn't even notice
so
that.
similar. So, what did you like this movie?
I loved this movie.
Cool. Okay. I have to give this movie brownie points because I really enjoyed it. It lost me in about maybe like the second third of the
little
movie
section.
Yeah, there's just like kind of
The end was better.
there's a boring part.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then there's the kind of first half is great, and then maybe like the third quarter of the movie is like kind of it's just boring. It's not like it's bad or anything. And then the end is great too. So
what would you give it?
Jeez. That middle part did start to get really boring.
Yeah.
But I can confidently give it like an 8.6.
I was literally going to give it an 8.6
Were you
also,
really?
yeah.
Like I can't jump into the
I'm like,
nines.
no, but it's not an 8.5.
No, it's not an 8.5.
It's just,
but
a little
there
better
are
than
things
an
that are
8.5.
in the nines and the tens.
Oh, there are things in the 10s.
There's some things in this where I was like, absolutely yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Nicolas Cage as Dracula is wonderful.
Fantastic.
And I honestly think he could have been great if it wasn't a funny movie. I mean, he wasn't really even funny.
No.
He didn't have like any sarcastic lines or anything that I can think of. But
he reminded me of Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. Just like that weird, like you find him funny, but he's not meaning to be funny.
That makes sense.
Type of thing. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And super weird.
And then I think overall, more than anything, it's the writing in this movie that stands out. Because it's not necessarily that any of these people are particularly funny. Ben Schwartz can be funny when he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't like hilarious during this movie, but he's just like a funny person. So I think people maybe laugh at what he does a little bit more.
Right.
But I think just no matter who you throw in this movie, it's funny because they wrote it funny.
Oh, yeah.
So that I think is really good. And honestly, Nicholas Hoult, I think, was great.
Yeah, he did really good.
I think he was right for the role because he has that like innocence about him for some reason. He just like looks like an innocent person, and he's in this weird position. And
the only
and
thing, there were some times where he was narrating that it felt almost so dull.
Yeah.
That it was just, I was off-putted by it.
Oh, okay. See, I thought it was so dull in some parts where that's why it worked.
Okay.
But I get what you mean for sure.
Overall, the narrating worked, but there were some times where I was like, he felt like he was trying to like convey an emotion, but there was no emotion.
Right.
So it kind of fell flat for me.
Brandon Scott Jones, the leader of the support group, what have I seen him in?
Oh, is he in stuff?
He's in something, and I know for a fact he like plays this really gay guy where that's his entire personality, and I cannot for the life of me think of what it is, and it's gonna bug me so bad. But I'm looking through his stuff. Oh, it's The Good Place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
The Good Place is so good, which, makes sense.
He was in A Good Place.
So who would you recommend this movie to, or in what circumstance would you recommend people watch this movie?
So if you like gore, I definitely recommend this movie.
Or if you're okay with it. I don't think you should go around announcing that you like gore. I like gore. Then you're going to be put on a watch list.
Anybody that watches Saw likes gore. So if you're watching Saw 10, that means you like gore.
I guess so.
Yeah, if you like that, and if you like just something that's so weird and different, but not like... It's hard to explain because in certain ways it's super weird, and in other ways it's not weird at all.
Yeah.
But just kind of something that's campy. I mean, that is a great explanation of it.
Yeah.
If you're just looking to have a fun time
and honestly,
some crazy action.
And yeah, if you like some like honestly good action.
Dismemberment action.
It's like really good action with enough bizarre stuff to make the gore feel more fake, like almost more like
you're not puking in your mouth because
like you're able to swallow it a little bit better because it's a little more like almost cartoony.
Yeah.
But it still kind of feels real. It's this weird, like, where they do it really well, but what's happening is like so implausible that you're like not put off by it. And I'll talk about a lot of that because it's honestly, it's phenomenal.
If you're okay with Monty Python and the Holy Grail, when he gets his arms cut off and there's just spews blood, you're okay with this movie.
Yeah. It's great. So if you're looking for something just like kind of goofy and funny, but also not necessarily heartfelt, but if you're looking for some good therapeutic advice,
there's some stuff
about
in here.
Toxic relationships, then this might be
narcissists.
About so funny.
I love that. How to get away from a narcissist book.
It's so good. Oh, okay. But
man.
yeah, I mean, really, honestly, a good movie, and I think I kind of figured it was going to be relatively similar to like what I got.
Yeah.
Like I kind of saw it coming, but it was still great.
No nudity or anything if you're worried about that.
Yeah, no nudity, just a decent amount of language.
Yep.
And a buttload of gore.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's really it. That's it.
That's all.
That's all.
It's just the most amount of gore I've ever... I'm just kidding. It's not...
It's pretty close though.
And the gore is not... There's only one piece of gore that's like organs and stuff.
Yeah.
The rest of it is dismemberment.
Yes.
And again...
And just an insane amount of blood.
Yeah, there's so much blood, but like pretty... it's good, but it's like not super realistic.
Oh, no, not at
all. So it's...
Somebody gets squished and just blood goes everywhere. And it's like, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's palatable, so you'll be okay.
The organ one's about the only one that makes you kind of go...
Yeah, and it's not horrible. It's as much as Empire Strikes Back. When he cuts open the tauntaun to put Luke inside to keep him warm.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
it's
that's
the same
true.
amount.
Yeah.
So if you can deal with that, you can deal with this. Maybe. I don't know. That might be crossing a line.
PG movie and an R movie.
Yes. This is R, by the way. Should we jump into it?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else spoiler free.
Okay.
I would recommend it.
Yeah.
And it's on Amazon Prime for free.
Yeah.
So
I recommend it too.
free with you paying for Amazon Prime.
And it's a good Thanksgiving movie.
And it's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And if one movie captures the spirit of things, like we don't have Thanksgiving movies. They don't exist except for the new movie coming out called Thanksgiving. That looks horrible, by the way. This is
My brother
probably
wants
a
to
good
see that
replacement.
so bad.
I don't even get what they're trying to accomplish there.
It's like The Purge, but Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh. It's this world that we live in. Okay, so we're gonna spoil this movie.
Yes.
So go on and
Subscribe.
Get on out of here. Subscribe to the pod.
And you can recommend a movie.
Yeah, and we'll watch within reason anything that you want.
And for enough, a TV show. So
how much do they have to?
I put it for 10.
For $10 a month, you can make us watch an entire TV show.
Yeah, because that was my thought, like an entire TV show.
That's fair.
And you get your credits in gold. So Kevin's got that gold credit now.
Look for Kevin's name at the end of this video in gold.
Yes.
It's very special.
It's very special.
All right, let's spoil this.
Let's do this.
Okay. I just have to get this out of the way. I'm sorry I'm eating. Craig and I worked out this morning
Oh, yeah.
at 5 a.m. because we're psychopaths.
A little bit.
And I need that protein.
And this is right after.
This is literally right after. We're back, baby, with the skewers.
Yes, we are.
We're back.
With an arm.
2 arms, 2 guys, 2 skewerings. It's the only thing better than 1 skewering is 2 skewering.
I need the Chronicle skewering in here.
Oh,
please.
it's going in here,
Yes.
baby. Absolutely. I'm just so happy.
Oh my gosh.
Mostly. So,
That's the part, Monty Python, when he rips off the arms, just the
he
the
doesn't
blood.
even, I don't think he rips the arms off. He grabs the arms
Oh, and he
kicks the guy. And his body flies off and his arms pop off.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, you guys, this movie is so awesome because, okay, sorry, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Essentially, this movie follows Dracula's servant,
Yes.
Renfield, who gets powers
By eating bugs.
Basically, superpowers by
Yeah.
eating bugs. Super strong, can fly similar to the vampires in Twilight. It's more of like a gliding jump. Very similar looking, actually, in a lot of spots. But because he has so much strength, which I love this because it's basically like what Marvel would be if it was more realistic.
Yes.
Where it's like they have super strength, so you know what? You might punch somebody and their head might fly off their body.
Or punch them in the stomach and have all of their bones break and blood come out of their mouth and their butt.
The X-ray. Okay, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Okay, so anyways, it follows him and he joins this support group because his relationship with Dracula is toxic. Dracula wants all this stuff from him and gives him almost nothing in return and doesn't really even thank him.
Oh, no.
And just kind of expects him to continue this immortal life of not killing people, but bringing people to the slaughter.
Yeah.
And he's not about that. So it basically follows him trying to figure out how to stop doing that and in turn has to stop Dracula.
Yes.
Which is brilliant.
Oh,
is this based off of anything or is this just original?
I think it's based off of something. I think that Renfield at the end, that the like almost 80s looking title, I think there's something else.
Okay.
That's old.
But like the plot of this movie,
I don't know.
it feels
new.
original.
Yeah.
It feels new because it's
definitely Renfield
very
going to a
smart.
support group. I definitely think it's probably original.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that in the 80s. There
No.
weren't movies like that in the 80s.
They didn't have therapy
in the 80s. Yeah, they didn't have therapy. They just had like a bunch of. I mean, now you look at 50-year-old white men white knuckling their way through life, trying to tell people that depression is just sadness and dealing with crippling anxiety that they'll never
and get
admit
over it.
to. Yeah, it's great. It's a great world. So yeah, I mean, they didn't have funny movies in the 80s. Honestly, they did, but honestly, you watch movies from the 80s and you're like, nobody was that creative.
Are you kidding me? Star Wars is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen
Yeah.
because it's pretty bad.
Star Wars?
The writing.
Well,
Yeah.
no, because Han's going to go out and get Luke, and the guy says, you'll freeze before, or your tauntaun will freeze before you reach the first marker. And Harrison Ford drops the coldest line ever, and he goes, well, I'll see you in hell. And he rides out. I'm like, bro, chill out. The guy's like telling you
Chill
it's
out.
too cold.
Haha.
Nice. Should we jump into visuals?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so my first visual note is the fight choreography is kind of sick.
It's kind of legit.
It's like really good.
yeah,
And
it looked awesome
I wasn't expecting it to stay as good, but it was so good the whole time.
the whole time.
And it was enough over the top where it was like that, like super fun. You're just like, this is bizarre, but
my
not
gosh.
so over the top where you couldn't enjoy it, where
No,
you're
no.
like, this is ridiculous.
No.
It found that sweet spot that's just like, absolutely never could this ever happen, but I'm loving every single second of it.
When he throws the plate,
And
cuts the guy's arms off.
And she says later, I mean, this is in my notes. She says, did I just see you chop someone's arm off with a decorative serving platter? And he says that was adrenaline. And then he kind of, he punches a guy's face. And the head just comes off the body. And what I love about that so much, and this is kind of an acting thing, but right after that, he looks kind of like he accidentally, like he didn't mean to punch him that hard.
Oh yeah, he looks. He's like, oh crap! I didn't mean to do that.
He looks like kind of like a little guilty for punching the guy's head clean off his body, and it just splits perfally and just flies right off.
Amazing.
It's incredible. So, yeah, those are a couple of mine.
I love when you go to Dracula's little secret fortress place.
The one that's just like the underground building.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it's got like the taking over the world, and it's got Dracula, and then the post-it note of Renfield. I don't know why, but that made me die laughing so much.
Dude.
Just another thing of like, he is just this
He's just
extra
yeah.
person. All he deserves is a post-it note.
The disgusting Dracula makeup, like when he's not at full power, like he's
so
very
good.
powerless, looks great.
Yeah, because they show it like a few different times.
Yeah.
He's got like the burn, no skin look.
Yeah.
Then he's got like somewhat skin.
Yeah.
And then he's got mostly skin. But it all looked great.
And the really like melted, gross skin, it looks like it's completely prosthetic.
Yeah.
I was like kind of trying to see like, did they do prosthetics and then a little bit of CGI like facial removal or anything? I was like, I don't think so. I think it's just prosthetic.
Because everything moves so well.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. And so props to them for that.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I will say the wire work with Dracula specifically was not great. Probably because Nick Cage is a little older. He's probably not super strong. And you do need like a decent amount of kind of core strength to look normal going up on a wire the way he did. Because like he'd go up and you could see him struggling to like stay in position.
He kind of almost looks like he's like floating thing rather than just like I'm levitating up.
Yeah, because you see like, if you ever watched somebody like do wire work for the first time, right? Like maybe a YouTube or something like, I'm going to try to like do this wire stunt or something. And you see them kind of get lifted in the air. You can see them like really trying to like keep themselves not vertical, but like kind of like a little bit of an angle. And they're like floating and they're like shaky and stuff. That's exactly what he looked like. And I was like, okay. But I mean, you can only do so much, I guess. Because it did look like, I mean, besides the dismemberment, I think they did a lot of this stuff practically.
Yes.
Which was really cool.
I mean, maybe the dismemberment. We never know.
I guess.
Yeah.
You just take people who already don't have arms and you just put prosthetic arms on them and rip them up. It's not a bad point. And I did really only see one like CGI stunt, I guess, where like it looked like a CGI double like flying through the air. I only saw one of those. So
when Renfield was jumping,
it was like towards the end, and I can't remember if he jumped or when he
whole like
it's like really really far.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
But it was pretty good.
Yeah, my other note, other than the getting skewered, because we already talked about that, but I just love the end with them killing Dracula in all the different ways and everything,
and they're just smashing him into pieces, and
so
then they
great.
cut him up. They freeze.
They cement.
Oh, that's right. They cement. I was thinking of the ice cube tray. They cement little pieces of his body in like those ice cube trays, and then they like dump him into the sewers. That's hilarious.
Oh man!
I mean, I just have to mention it one more time. They're fighting these people, and Renfield grabs this guy's arms. He body kicks him. The arms just come off, and then he proceeds to use these arms as nunchucks,
beating people.
He's just smacking people with his arms. And then Aquafina is getting attacked by two guys. And he turns the arms around so the bone is like sticking out of these sides. And he throws them as spears and skewers these two guys.
Right in the chest.
And she proceeds at one point to pull one of those arms out and beat somebody with it also.
Yep.
My goodness.
The best weapons right there.
I guess so. I mean, they're very grippable. You know, you think of a handshake.
The one part that was so over the top was at the end of that, when there's the guy and he's on the pile of everybody else and he comes down and he just like superhero lands on him and you just see that wave of like blood.
Oh yeah, it's
out.
just like so much liquid just it's like jumping in a huge puddle.
Which I loved.
It was so funny.
So over the top.
And then let's talk about the gut kick for a second.
Oh my gosh.
Ben Schwartz ends up getting powers also, which is exactly what the world needed. And Renfield gets super extra double mega powers and gut kicks him. And right as he kicks him...
kick or was it a punch?
I have that was a kick.
Okay. That was probably a kick.
He kicks him. And right as he kicks him, it switches to like this
side profile,
X-ray view, and it shows all of his bones. So it starts where the kick, like where the impact is, and it shows all the bones basically breaking all the way up his body, and then blood and maybe some bone shoots out of his butt and out of his mouth simultaneously, killing him.
Well, you see his bladder go out.
It's.
And then it goes non-X-ray, and it's him, and then you just see blood spewing out of both sides.
My goodness.
Oh.
That was a lot.
So dumb.
And
but so
really,
great.
really good.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I mean, so here's the thing. They had good, like, car stunts, good gunfighting, good hand-to-hand, if you can even call it hand-to-hand combat. It feels like...
Literally hand. Arm to hand.
It's like arm-to-face combat. It feels like an insult to whatever it is to call it hand-to-hand combat. I don't know what it is. It's super ultra mega punch combat.
Yeah.
It all looked good.
It looks so good.
There was like the wire work that wasn't great.
Yeah.
A couple, like the blood wasn't probably up to industry standard.
It definitely wasn't normal blood, but it didn't really need to be.
No, it kind of worked for the
so
movie.
over
Like
the
this
top.
was one of those movies that was very aware of what it was trying to do, and I
Yeah.
think it accomplished
yeah.
it, which you can't say for every movie. So,
I'll give it 191.
okay,
Yeah.
that's a decent score.
Yeah. Because everything looked great.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean all the like practical stuff they did was really good, except for those couple wire stunts with him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 190.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about that story.
Let's talk
though.
about the story.
First of all, very inventive
Oh, yeah.
and really good.
Yeah.
So props to them for that.
I
And
loved it.
Really good one-liners.
Oh, so many good one-liners.
And every time somebody or a movie makes fun of ska, it makes everything better. I don't even fully understand
neither
what
do
ska
I. No.
is still.
Not even a little bit.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
But if I heard a ska song, I couldn't tell you it was ska.
No.
I don't know how to explain it, but that's the way it is. So one of the best lines is they're talking about ska or whatever, and then the guy says that's an oversimple. No, it's the girl. They're talking about like what ska music is in
the therapy session.
in the therapy session or in the support group, and she hates her boyfriend who only loves ska. And somebody says something about ska, and she goes, "That's an oversimplification of ska's innovative contribution to music." And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm becoming him." And she like loses it. So funny. Like such an over the top line, but just brilliant.
I love the part where he's talking, and then all of a sudden he just starts. Oh no, he's not talking. Renfield. He just starts like coughing, and they look over at him. He's like, "Sorry, I swallowed a bug unintentionally." And the lady's like, "What other way is there?" Because he eats bugs.
It's so funny. Oh, it's such a good line.
The cop when the cocaine.
So
Cocaine!
Ben Schwartz is running away from the police, and he has all these. What are they called? Things
The
of
little
cocaine.
drug packs.
Yeah, I guess a pack of cocaine. Obviously, Craig and I don't do hard drugs.
no,
'cause
we
I have
do
no
not
idea
do
what that's
hard
called. I'm gonna call it a kilo.
Okay.
I don't know how much a
that's-
kilo is,
yeah.
but I'm gonna call it 1 kilo.
Sure.
Of cocaine, and he's throwing them at the cops. He throws one and it just explodes on this cop's face. And it's just cocaine on his whole face.
And then he goes, cocaine!
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, I love
Okay,
that.
so Renfield kind of accidentally kills all these guys who I don't know, they're not good guys.
No.
They're basically the bad people who are the boyfriends and stuff of the people in the support group.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like the guy who's
Well, because
Whose head-
he's trying to find people to bring to Dracula.
Right.
So then he starts trying to take the bad people in the
yeah, basically he's like,
group.
oh, I guess these guys are kind of already dead.
Yeah.
So I'll take them. And I can't get over this line. So he brings back a couple people. One dude doesn't have a head. Like they're both dead. And Nick Cage at this point is he's weak Dracula, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, his face is all melting off, and he's got obviously these like prosthetic teeth in and stuff. So his mouth is kind of like, he talks like a Brit, right? Where he's like, got his mouth full of teeth and stuff, but he's not British. He's Dracula. But so he's yelling about how bad these people are that he's brought him. He's dissatisfied with the meal, right? And he goes, "You brought me Doug? Doug is trash." I don't know. It's the way he said, just Doug is trash. It's so funny. Oh, I don't know why that just really got to me.
No, that was great.
And then when she said, "Did I just see you chop someone's arm off with a decorative serving platter?" So funny.
I love when Nicolas Cage, so after he after he tastes the horrible people, he tells him all the people that he needs. You know, some tourists, some nuns, a busload of cheerleaders and stuff. So he goes just to like, he just goes to like this bar or something, or just like a restaurant. And he walks in there and there's like some tourists that are just sitting there. And then he looks over and there's nuns that are just
There's
sitting
like
there.
a full group of nuns at a
sitting at this
table.
And then this bus of cheerleaders just come by and he's like, no way.
He's like, I want a busload of cheerleaders. And he's like female cheerleaders? Like, don't try to make it a sexual thing. It's not weird. Male,
I like
female.
guys and
the
I like
gender's not
boys.
important.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, just the cheerleaders drive by.
I love how all of them just come in one place.
Oh, it's so funny. And the guy's like, are you kidding me? My next quote is, I think, one of the quotes that you want to say. So I'm going to let you talk about it. The full power one.
Oh, no, you do it. You good.
So... Basically, Dracula is talking about getting to full power. And then they're in this support group, and, you know, the leader is trying to help Renfield work through how to deal with this narcissist Dracula. And they don't know that he's dealing with Dracula.
No.
And he's like, if you take all of that power away from him, then what do you have? And he's like, or I can stop him from getting to full power. And he's like, that's a weird way of saying it, but okay. And then at the end, when he gets to full power, he just gets this, like, he gets these yellow eyes. He's like, full power, motherfucker. And it's so funny. I freaking loved it. It was so good.
Oh, man. No, the other one that I have, one of my other favorite ones is they come in, Renfield comes in, and the Carol is talking. She's one of the therapy people. And he comes in, he's like, I have something to say. It's like the first time he's ever spoke. And the guy just stops having Carol talk and just goes over to Renfield and is like, what's going on? And she just looks over her and she's like, yeah, fuck Carol. I don't even like her anyways. And then he comes back later and he's trying to tell them that Dracula's coming and she's talking again.
Yeah, she can't get a word in. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so Dracula comes in, obliterates the support group, which was so sad.
Oh my gosh.
And then during the movie, you learn that Dracula's blood can heal people, but I did not even think of that at all.
Oh no.
And then they kill Dracula at the end. And then he just brings all the people back from the support group.
They have a little jug that says Dracula's blood on it.
Yeah, and for some reason, I thought to myself, I was like, I wonder if this is everybody he saved. Like, did he just take Dracula's blood and save the support group, and then everybody else who died accidentally is just like,
oh no, they're probably just dead.
That's too bad.
He just saved the support group.
I guess most of the other people who died were bad guys, but it was so funny.
One of the other ones that I have is the first time that Renfield's talking in the therapy group, and they're talking about the bad people, and it goes through like each person, like, oh yeah, they might like ska or something else, and it just goes to this guy, and he's like, or he controls rats with his mind. And you just like look over at him, and then the leader guy's like, "Don't worry, he's on medication," and just sidesteps, nothing else.
He's on medication. I forgot about that.
I love that.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah.
Or he controls rats with his mind. Don't worry, he's on medication.
That's all my story notes. Do you have more?
Yes.
Okay.
When he's talking to Aquafina about what he does for him, she's like, "So do you like wash his cape and stuff?" And he's like, "No, it's dry clean only."
Oh yeah. No.
And then the very end, when he's killing Dracula, and he's like, "I am enough. I have enough, and I am capable of change." And he's just sitting there beating on Dracula as he's saying that.
It's so good. And he's like kind of The book
so
too. What's the book called?
Wasn't it like How to Get Away from a Narcissist or something?
What? Okay, I have to find it.
I can't remember.
I wonder if that book is real. Hold on.
Oh, it's got to be real.
Renfield Narcissist book. How to Defend Yourself Against a Narcissist.
That's what it is. Is it a real book?
And he holds it. Well, okay. I don't think so.
Okay.
But what's so funny is, and I kind of didn't realize this until I just read this little Reddit post for a second. He holds
he holds it up.
He holds it up like what you would do with a Bible.
Yeah.
To a vampire.
Yeah.
But instead, and what's funny is he tells the support leader, doesn't he tell them that this is his Bible?
Uh-huh.
And so it's funny because he uses it as his Bible, but it's just defending yourself against a narcissist. It's just genius to like piece all of these different genres with this funny like underlying like toxic relationship thing. It's so funny. It like for an R movie with this amount of gore and this amount of swearing, there's such like almost an innocence to the movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard to explain, but it's really funny.
And it's good.
It's good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it was really funny. Do you have any more notes?
No, that was all of mine.
Dude, I'm gonna have to score this story pretty high.
Oh yeah.
Besides the boring part, and honestly, I kind of wonder if the boring part was boring because the rest of it was so bonkers that it was like you went 100 to 30 miles an hour so fast that it was like, oh, am I standing completely still?
Well, and they also like introduced like the mom of Ben Schwartz and stuff, and so it kind of just, I think it was just, it kept building and building and getting better, and then it takes this backseat of Renfield and Dracula kind of having their problems, but it wasn't like, it didn't feel as clever as the rest of the movie, and then you introduced into the mom, and then this whole thing, and then there was like a twist that the police were, working with the mom and stuff. So it kind of just, it fell a little flat.
Right.
Because everything, the freaking group
Everything
therapy and everything was just so good.
Nuts.
Yeah.
But the writing, the like dialogue writing is so good. I'm going to give it a 193.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 190.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk acting.
Nicolas Cage, man.
Nicolas Cage was honestly so good.
So good.
Like so good.
I like Nicholas Hoult. The only thing, like I said, that I didn't care for sometimes was the narrating.
Yeah.
Awkwafina's fine. She feels so over the top for me, though.
Yeah, she works really well in some roles, and then others, like, not so much.
Yeah, where Nicholas Hoult was just kind of like this calm, collective kind of guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she's just like bombastic and like crazy and super over the top. So I didn't really care for her. Everybody else, though, I thought did great.
Yeah. She was good. She was good in Shang-Chi. I really liked her in Shang-Chi. I think that was like the right
Yeah, she felt
role
better
for
in
her.
that spot.
She was good in Crazy Rich Asians. I don't know if you've seen that, but
She's been in like everything.
she's been in so much stuff, dude. So much stuff. Little Mermaid, Ocean's 8, Jumanji, Kung Fu Panda 4 next year. Freaking
All right.
SpongeBob movie, Little Mermaid, Raya and the Last Dragon. But, like, just so much.
I still haven't seen that.
Which one?
Raya and the Last Dragon.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was decent, but like not a banger or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody did pretty good. Some of the low-level bad guys were like
Low-level bad guys.
low-level bad guys, and it was like, okay, fine. Like I could have acted that, but okay. So it's hard to judge that. But is it? I don't know.
I'm going to do a 184.
Okay.
Yeah. Because everybody else did really good.
Yeah.
Awkwafina was kind of my least favorite.
I'm gonna go 186.
Okay.
Okay. That was not the numbers. Okay, the score.
So I loved the music that was playing when Renfield was killing the friends of Caitlin.
Yes.
And as much as I hate Lizzo, I thought it was hilarious when her song was on while he was changing all of the stuff in his life.
Look, I hate Lizzo as much as or more than the next guy. But
I don't hate her as much as Taylor Swift, though.
That's a tough one, but yeah, because they both suck as people, but Lizzo makes bangers.
Yes.
No matter how you feel about Lizzo,
oh, no. Like the
her
songs
music
are great.
slaps.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it like works. It's like in the Barbie movie, it's like, dang it. Like this freaking song is dope.
Slight. This is the first and only time you'll ever hear me say anything good about Taylor Swift. Slight respect for her in the...
Be careful what comes out of your mouth next.
Britain, where she did her thing and there was no water and that person died or whatever. Did you hear about all that?
Oh, yeah. That was like Brazil or something.
Brazil, that's what it was.
Yeah.
She was asking them to hand out water throughout it, so...
Yeah, because if she didn't, her publicist would go berserk on her.
Yeah. That's the only thing I'll ever say about it. Those are the only two notes that I have. Everything else felt like just good background music.
Yeah. This is what I'll say about Lizzo. And don't come at me. I mean, come at me. I don't care. Lizzo is so bad of an actor and of a person.
Does she act?
She was in Star Wars, dude. She was in freaking one of the episodes of The Mandalorian with Jack
Black. Is that the
Black.
one with Jack Black?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen
So
that.
here's the deal. That episode was so bad that it would have been better if there was a Lizzo song in it. That's how bad it was.
Lizzo song in
Star Wars. How horrible would that have been? But honestly, yeah, I mean, Lizzo, she makes bangers and there's nothing else we can do about it.
No.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, other than that, I agree with what you said. The score was like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that one song that was cool. When he
It was like
fighting
the
their friends.
Avatar score where it's just like,
Yeah.
I'll give it a 40, you know? We're sorry, Avatar 2, for our scores. We'll go back and review it sometime.
I know, dude. You gave the score like an 80.
Dude, I gave Avatar a 659 overall. And like...
Because you're like, if it's not...
Lights Out got a 721, and that movie was not that good.
You sit there and talk about the score for Avatar, and you're like, yeah, but nothing really stuck with me. So it's less than average. And I'm like, everything else that we've watched, they've stuck with you more than that movie? I doubt it.
Avatar scored similarly to Secret Invasion for me. Like, what on earth? Okay, so what are you going to give the score?
145.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I liked it less than you.
Just under average.
I'm going to go 130.
Okay.
All right. Vibe.
My one vibe note. The fuck.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh.
This movie,
I
honestly,
love this movie, though.
it is Bullet Train, but
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
But completely the same. Like, if
And
you're going to watch
maybe
two
just
movies.
slightly less. I think I liked Bullet
It
Train
is-
more than this.
Yeah.
In ways.
It's a lot shorter than Bullet Train 2, right?
Yeah, this is only an hour and a half.
What's Bullet Train's runtime?
Probably like 2:14. I'm going to guess.
2 hours and 6 minutes.
Dang it.
You're way off.
Way off.
So, yeah, this was shorter, which was good.
Yeah.
It was the right length of a movie. Honestly, they could have cut out some stuff, to be completely honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but man, what a vibe.
What a vibe, dude.
The dismemberment is so top tier and so creative. Because it's one thing to rip someone's arms off.
oh, right.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing to kick somebody's body off of their arms.
Yes.
That's
yes.
different.
And then use those arms as skewers.
So, I mean, props to
That's a 200.
the stunt director, choreographer, whoever it was who decided that's what was going to happen. Big props.
I'm going to do 195.
Okay.
Just because of the slightly boring section.
That's what I was going to do, something similar.
Yeah.
I'll go 193 on it.
Okay.
But, I mean, the rest of it's a 200.
Oh, yeah. You take
Do
that
not-
out and it is a 200.
Do not mistake it
Yeah, 195. Do not mistake it.
like... Yeah, right.
Just
195.
because everything else been like 199 or 200.
I know. When are we going to rank something like in the low hundreds and still be like, it was fine? 105. It's still above half.
Visuals, a 10, story a 20, acting maybe like a 4, and score like a 1, vibe 199.
199. Okay. I'm
pretty
going to
good.
say I gave it
Oh gosh.
low 9s. Like a mid to low 9s. 940. No, because I gave 130 something. Oh, I'm not allowed to think about it. I think I gave it 921.
I think I give it a 931.
You gave it a 905, my guy.
Dang.
Which means mine's lower.
Yeah, it is.
892.
Dang.
That's very close
Yeah.
to my out of 10.
8.9.
Yeah.
I think about it, 8.6 might even be a little low.
Yeah.
Just for,
it's
like,
that
one
big,
section,
boring
yeah.
section, but yeah.
It's still so good.
It is still so good.
It was fun.
Um,
My wife loved this movie, and I was very
She did?
surprised. Yeah.
That's
She's like,
kinda
"That's hilarious." And I was like, "Yeah."
all right. Box office.
Oh my gosh, crap. Okay.
This, am I mistaken? Did this release on Peacock? Does it even have a box office? Was it in theaters?
Yes.
I don't even know. We're going to find out. I guess if the box office is 0, we will know for sure. All right.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
do you have your number?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to go first this time.
Okay,
Hold on. Let me think of my number.
I had a number, and then I was like,
I have been so high on so many of these. $20. Okay.
me and Sam went and saw it.
Okay, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, ready? You go first, and then I go. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
72.
98. I almost said 72 after you said 72. I was like, that's not my number. Okay. Why am I so much higher on everything?
What was it?
Yikes.
I figured it was probably pretty low.
Well, I'll tell you first. It lost the studio tens of millions of dollars.
Oh, gosh.
$26.7 million.
Dang.
You said what? 72?
72.
Jeez. I was like, I'm going to go really conservative and go with my 90. What
I
did
just
did I
figured
say
it-
96?
Yeah,
98. I said
92.
98.
Oh, yeah, you said 96.
Oh my gosh.
I figured it probably didn't do much overseas, so that's why I went pretty low.
26. Is this our
That's lower than Annihilation, isn't
that's
it?
our lowest box office? I guess no, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang did 15 million. That's going to be so hard to beat. How did we both guess it so close on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? I guessed 18 million.
I don't know. I guess because we just figured nobody heard about it.
Wow, I
so.
won that one. That's great.
I guess didn't I
Wow.
go like 11 or something?
6 reasons why it bombed at the box office.
What was its budget?
$65 million.
Dang.
That
feels high.
does feel high.
But I guess
How much do you think Nick Cage took, though? I can't tell if he's a guy. I can't tell if he's a guy who's like, pay me so much money.
No, I don't feel like he is.
All right, I'm going to look it
He
up.
probably made like $5 million.
Yeah. 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
Hmm.
you won again. I
That
am
means I win for the year.
thoroughly behind.
So
I got to catch up next year for sure. Because I have not done well. Well, that's Renfield.
yeah,
It was really quite good.
it was really quite good.
There's a boring section, but it's okay as long as you can get into it.
Yeah,
It's fun.
highly recommend it.
Yeah, same.
Watch it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
After this, you hear this episode the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Watch it on Black Friday.
Yeah, Black Friday. Subscribe to the
Yeah.
podcast. There are several different ways you can do it. You can do Spotify for podcasters or Patreon. You'll get access to this episode early. If
Yep.
you're listening to it early, you'll know you're subscribed.
Yeah.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on whatever podcast you're listening to.
Join the
and
Discord.
Join the Discord. And catch us pretty much every single Friday.
Yeah.
Craig, is it your turn to bring us home?
Did I I do it last week?
I thought I did it last week because I did.
I think you did it last week.
Yeah, because I did the monkey thing.
Thank you for joining us for another delightful episode of Renfield eating apples. Crossing trains into only Nebraska.
Nowhere else. Just that.
Time implements many eons.
And does it ever?
Oh, man.
Thank you, folks.
Okay. Bye.
We'll
Catch
see
you on the flippity flop.
on the flippity flop.
Flippity flip.
Flip the flop.
Flipper floppers.
Flippin', flop.
Flip you, dude.
Hey. Flip you.
No, flip you, bro. Go flip yourself.
Go flip yourself.